You're watching an Avocation Systems product video for the HX-0808HAC/8. We're currently looking at a rear panel shot of this product, and as we can see, it's an 8x8 HDMI matrix integrated with an 8x8 analog and digital audio matrix. However, because of the conversion capabilities of this unit, it actually is much more than that, and we're going to get into that here in a little bit. So let's first take a look at your control options. This gives you RS-232, USB, TCP/IP, IR control, as well as front panel, and there's also a web interface in development that will allow you to control this product with any browser. In HDMI here, we can see we have 8 inputs and outputs of HDMI. As with all of Avocation Systems HDMI matrix routers, they're 1.4 compliant, which means they can do 3D, 4K video, anything within the 1.4 specification. They also internally manage your EDIDs and your HDCP keys, and what that means is there's no special software required during setup. You're going to plug in your sources, your displays, power everything up, and start making routes. And it's when those initial routes are made that your EDIDs are negotiated, your keys are exchanged, and all that information is stored. And any subsequent route thereafter has low latency between switch times, no blackouts in other zones. It's the way HDMI was meant to be distributed. And like I said, all the work is done in the switch internally for you. Now let's take a look at the audio side of the switch, because that's where the true power of this product lies. And here we can see we have 8 inputs and outputs of analog audio. But with any HAC model, we actually have twice as many digital audio inputs as we do outputs, analog. So in this case, we actually have 16 inputs of digital audio. We have 8 optical inputs and 8 coaxial inputs. And these units, the 8 optical and coaxial, are not tied together. So they're completely independently routable, which means it is a true 16x8 digital audio matrix router. And like previously discussed, there's 8 coaxial digital audio outputs. So the true power of this product is the fact that it is a completely integrated matrix switch. We've listened to installers' problems with distributing HDMI and audio in a distributed environment, and it is a nightmare. And we've tried to listen to all those problems and come up with a solution to all of them and incorporate it into this product. So what that means is that all audio formats in this product can actually be converted, whether it's the audio coming from HDMI, your analog audio, or your digital audio sources. So that means that yes, we can actually strip the audio from your HDMI, and now you can route that out any analog or digital audio output. So if you have 7.1 surround coming out HDMI, it's now capable of downgrading that to analog and playing in any or all of those analog audio outputs. That means we can also convert any analog input to digital or HDMI and route out those outputs. And as you guessed, now we can convert any digital audio input and route out any analog or HDMI outputs. So that speaks to how powerful this product is and how many solutions to problems that you can imagine it's going to solve for you. So let's take a little bit closer look visually at what we're talking about here and what this can actually do for you. In this case, we're going to take a Blu-ray player, and we're going to plug it into a single input of the matrix here, input 1. Now, in any scenario, probably most common scenario, you're going to come out and you're going to power that, you're going to run that directly to a display. Well, because the switch is capable of converting that signal, it can also convert it and simultaneously route it out through an amplifier to a set of speakers in that room or in another room. So right there, we can already see how many problems this is solving with that single HDMI input being capable of doing what it's just done here. However, let's step up the complexity here, and now let's take that same Blu-ray input, single input, and let's come out of that same HDMI output, but this time we're coming out 7.1 surround sound, let's just say. And now let's come out, because of the conversion capabilities, we're also capable of coming out any or all digital audio outputs. And in this instance, let's just say we're coming out to another surround sound zone in 5.1. Well, this switch is not going to downgrade your HDMI input from 7.1 to 5.1 because it's capable of distributing that audio to different zones and different formats simultaneously. So additionally, what that means now is that you can actually come out any analog output and listen to it at the same time in 2-channel as you're listening into it in different surround sound formats and your other outputs. And we're obviously not limited to single outputs. You can come out multiple outputs simultaneously. So we're actually doing all of this from a single HDMI input, and it's coming out all these different outputs of audio at the same time in different formats. So now we can actually really see how powerful this product is and how many problems it's actually going to solve for you. Also, obviously, we can see a common problem that may arise when doing this is syncing issues when your audio and video don't match. Well, we've thought of that, and we've actually incorporated that. So now any analog, any digital, and any HDMI port, you're able to adjust setting on any or all those ports. So you're able to do that in milliseconds up to a total of 1 second. So now audio and video not matching for your client is no longer an option. We've thought of that and incorporated that here. So let's take a look at, additionally, because of that, it actually frees up all your analog inputs and allows you to use that for audio-only sources. And the quality of audio coming out of this unit is going to match what is put into it. So if you use a high-quality amplifier on your output side, you're going to have a fantastic sounding system with this unit. Just to visually give you an idea what we're talking about here in terms of flexibility, let's use that single analog input. We can obviously come out any or all analog audio outputs in any analog zones. Additionally, we can come out any or all digital audio outputs. But additionally, now this unit allows you to come out any or all digital, HDMI ports as well. And what that means now is if you have zones with displays only that you're feeding HDMI to, you can actually listen to your audio-only sources in that zone now. So it may not be a huge feature, a huge demand, but it really allows your client to pick and choose what they want to listen to, what they want to watch, when they want to listen to it, and when they want to watch it. So very, very powerful. So additional features in this unit, it actually has output volume control on all your HDMI analog and digital audio outputs. It can be done discretely, or it can be done ramping, and at 48 natural logarithmic steps, which is really natural for the ear. It's the best way to ramp your volume. It also has input gain control, so if your sources are coming in at different levels, volume levels, whether they be coming in HDMI, analog, or digital side, we can actually adjust that up or down. So now all your sources are coming in at the same volume level. And additionally, it also has 6-band EQ on all your HDMI, analog, and digital audio outputs. So you can actually refine all those audio outputs now to your client's liking. So if you actually have a need for this product, but for more analog and digital audio inputs and outputs, we also have an HAC-16, which has obviously twice as many inputs and outputs of analog and digital audio, and you might want to look into that. For more information or contact information, you can find that on the support page of our website, avocationsystems.com, and I thank you for watching.